these sinkholes, and that they are spreading. And we've just talked a bit how that occurs through this fracking and water tides in the Earth, and the being pulled by the moon, and these planetary lineups and things that's coming, and that creates ever more fracking and more possibility of huge dropping of plates, and 1-2 kilometer can drop huge shelves underneath us, and when that happens, the aftershock of those go bouncing up and down, and that shakes everything loose itself. We've got the Earth sort of wobbling, and all this sort of vibrating and shaking and getting ready for something to be like whacked. The Earth is, and then these are things that happen. You know, this is just acts of nature of itself, but certainly sea level risks of rising, and there's a red zone showing that if you're at a certain level right now, there's a great risk. And then NASA has predicted that 95% of the population could be just sort of wiped out by mostly living around the coast or not high enough up. But that we're going to be talking as we get into this more. But we need to guide people through everything a bit, and you really need to make some research ever more deeper. But we're just only starting to talk a bit about um, synthetic biology, and the chemtrails having various substances being found up there, being sprayed and stuff, and then a lot of experiment going on, like people are just sort of lemmings. But PDF files certainly can be looked into there, showing that South Louisiana landscape is being affected, and that tectonic stability really is radically being altered in places, and the structure of underlying going on, and the submergence and sinking and tilting that happens on a planet that has water like we have, where we have subduction, but then engulfed by the Gulf of Mexico, sinking radically, and pressure having been released in deep horizon, and all this sort of um, uh, tampering. But the pole aligning and the pole's alignment and the magma that we've been talking about, north and south, having shown reversals, and that very, very long due for a reversal, which generally happens every, couple 100,000 years, certainly, and then an extreme long interval is an interval over time, which is some 780,000 years, which that's what this interval's been. Um, but the pole alignments of magma of north and south crystallized into rock, showing radical reversals even within a 24-hour period of time, and 6 degrees a day in the past, have been shown here in America in rock in the mountains. And then these correlate with very serious effects that have occurred in days that passed, and then ice core samples also being correlated today with all of this. It's very amazing that your brain can act more like a computer to reach out to connect and see and connect more all the dots, and that's what we want to do with Jub.tv and Eclipse. Um, and that this eclipse movement, but the unique patterns of south and north reversing. Of course, in the South Pole, you've got the Coriolis rolling in things from the south, and an anticlock, and a Coriolis effect in the north, rolling in energetics from the north into the equator, and being pulled as the Earth rolls from west to east, pulled in a clockwise direction. You've got these Coriolis unique patterns of this polarity, and that is not a factor of the Earth, but of space itself. And I think it's important that people can see what is the good luck for them, and that people do need the bull and the clock being more present in as images and things, and we need symbols of good luck. And